My phobia is getting pulled over by the police.
Man, my heart dropped every time.
We are the morning show that you can watch at night. Did you know that?
Because it's teaching, in my personal humble opinion, young women that you don't have to really go out there and get a real job. You can look pretty and spend your days, see who you can date, and become Instagram famous. And then you too can be fabulous every day. It's an unrealistic expectation of you.
But we're going downhill from here.
Little balled up stomachs.
Nobody wants to own up to anything they've done to African American people over the past 400 years. You want to take everything that we got, everything that we brought this country, forget, you know what? I love indigenous people. I love everything.
I always talk about the movements. Why people keep doing stupid stuff and why I don't get the Black Lives Matter movement and all this other stuff. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just start my own thing?
A whole entire country was built on the backs of...
Hey, listen, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Lee Black, holla. Oh, my. Look at those words. Okay, holla at him for a second.
This is not 9 minutes and 49 seconds sitting on somebody's neck. This is an officer doing a very difficult job, right? That should have been avoided before it happened.
Did you really mean that? And I was like, yes, absolutely, I did mean that. With my whole being and my whole heart.
TFG tonight with Brenton, Haynes and the morning team.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Thank you, eschatologists. Yes, y'all, it has almost been 3 weeks since we seen y'all. Like, we know who's going to play in the Super Bowl now, and it ain't the Cowboys. I'm sorry to one of our co-hosts. I know she's back there holding up her index finger. But, hey, good morning, everybody. I want to say good morning to Eastern Asia. Yes. Yes, it's so good to see you. You know how we do it. We hadn't done it in a while. But listen, when y'all come in, say what's up. And y'all, I know at least 10% of y'all got y'all tax return because y'all went ahead and went to H&R or to Jackson Hewitt and y'all got that advancement of 8,000 or 9,000. Y'all come on and show us some love with them stickers this morning. Without further ado, I gotta get going because I'm on a time schedule now. Shout out to the haters, but whatever. Y'all know how we do this thing. Y'all bring them in. Hey,
what up, family? What up?
DC for life. DC for life.
Yeah, Columbia. She ain't talking about nothing. Yeah. So good morning, everybody. Man, listen, they ain't seen this much Black beauty in a long time, man. I'm telling y'all, Black, get in.
What's up?
And Madam Devin, y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm excited to see y'all. Y'all, we ain't talked in a while, and so I'm just ready to get into this thing because, again, somebody's trying to run me down here. So, y'all, let's keep up with Donald J. Trump, if you don't mind, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have an admission. MSNBC reported that Donald Trump has now admitted that he did not win the election. He actually made a statement in the rally, y'all, and he got mad at Mike Pence because he didn't do what he needed to do to, guess what, overturn the election. Not the fact that the election was stolen, but now he's using the term overturn the election. Wow, Donald. You know what that tells me? That somebody's doing their job up there. And them two little black girls in Atlanta. Hey, ma'am, good to see you.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Miss Valerie?
It's just DC for life. Y'all, listen, it's going down here for y'all here in the next few years because these white boys, man, they here and they ain't going nowhere. I just want y'all to know that. So, but we'll keep it moving. So Donald Trump, man, his daughter's in trouble. His son, I mean, y'all, them girls coming to get him. And he actually in his last rally, he said, listen, if they try to come for me and my family, then we may have to have some problems, y'all. Oh, so y'all know he blowing the whistle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, man, CNN had one of the Oath Keepers' wives on, and she said they were asking her, well, what is Donald saying to them in these rallies? He's telling them to get ready for civil war.
Mm.
And she said, and they're anxious to do it. She said they've been training all their lives for this moment, and they're getting upset because they're not being able to be unleashed. So I don't know what we headed for. And these some of these white people, they're really just thinking, grass is green and gold is coming down from the sky. Y'all better get this together for y'all lose your lives. I'm just telling you. So that they're saying that there could be another opportunity that the Capitol gets insurrected, maybe, or whatever again. So I don't know. What y'all think anything about that, or we're just gonna leave it what it be?
You remind me of that saying, everybody want to be black till it's time to be black. Everybody want to go to war until it's time to really go to war.
Yeah.
I don't think these boys is playing though. Listen, the IQ telling me that it's right there where it need to be. That level is right there where it need to be. Go ahead, Black.
Just one quick statement. Lately, I found myself talking a lot about religion in so many different sectors. And for my personal belief, I'm glad it's happening. The man is calling for open insurrection. He's promised that if he's reelected, he's going to pardon the rioters right here in Georgia. The lady who's over looking to the stuff he did. Yeah, she's asking for the FBI to get involved. He's calling for open insurrection. He's unapologetic. Even Dick Cheney has said that he will do it all over again. But from my personal beliefs of the scriptures, all these things have to happen. It's ultimately a sign of the times where we need God to step in.
Well, in the words of old Bishop Jakes, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Yeah.
It's a coming. They are just slow enough to fall. That's right. That's it. That's right. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if they were, they had the gall to do the insurrection a year ago and believe that they can go and do what they believe they can do and not have any repercussions and suffer any consequences. Nothing surprises me when it comes to that guy, Trump, and the idiots that follow him. So yeah, everybody best be prepared because it's about to go down like four flat tires. It's about to go down.
Yep. So I just don't want y'all to be ignorant of the fact that they're moving forward and know this is not a chick flick or a Warner Brothers Studios or no, it's real.
Right.
It's real.
Yep.
So all right. We'll move on because we got a lot more to talk about. And in exciting news today, let's talk about power to the workers. Is that all right? Power
That's
to the
all
workers.
right.
Listen.
Preach.
Yeah, man. 2019 to now, we actually had a pandemic. And it actually caused people to leave their jobs. And now guess what? They ain't going back to work. So now we have power. And there's a Wall Street Journal article that talks about power is now given to the employee to where the employer is needing all hands on deck. So guess what? If you're going to need all hands on deck, well, you're going to have to put some money in their hands because they ain't coming back for free. Now, I can say this personally. When I saw this, I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen at least 3 or 4 people that I know leave a job that they were on before the pandemic, and now they're on a different job, and they're making a lot more money. Have y'all seen that recently?
I know of a few people that have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This dummy right here, I switched jobs right before the pandemic.
Well, my thing is that's a very good article, and I can really personally, I can be transparent. Yeah. I lost my job when the pandemic hit the end of May of 2020. And I have been unemployed since because in my profession, my background is television, news, videography, editor. That industry has totally went a whole different way. They've shrunk. They're not hiring. They're not bringing jobs back that I normally do. They're hiring younger people to do that, and they paying them one salary, but to do 3 jobs.
That's
so
right.
I'm having to figure out. I had to reinvent myself. So I just took a job about a month ago, and something that I'm not planning to be there very long. And I noticed, I noticed from this particular company that they're offering incentives to get people to come work for them. I'm like talking about $3,000 bonuses.
Yeah, man, everybody's doing that now.
They're offering, and it's an interesting dynamic. They're paying pretty decent, but they can't keep workers. They can't keep them because of the industry and the job environment. So that article really hit home. I can say that. But for me, for my age group though, I can also say I'm not ashamed. I'm 53. For me, being losing my job after being on the job, my experience, it's hard for me, a person my age, to find a job that pays well because of my experience.
Yeah.
So people say there's jobs out there. That may be true, but they're not particular jobs for particular professions. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball in that fact. So
I got you, Black. Let me add this before you go. So one they did quite a few statistics here, but one was, like you talked about, age, the gap, the actual earnings for 16 to 24-year-olds have gone up, right? But this was one that was really interesting by education. So if you only have a high school diploma or less, you've actually risen over 1.5% of your income. So that means the factory workers, or the what they used to call essential workers. Which I don't know why Taco Bell cashiers were essential workers. I didn't get that, but that's neither here nor there. But those type of people are the people who have gotten the increase. So I know even my son, he's at an establishment that don't work on Sundays, and they got yeah. And so they got a raise, and I'm like, boy, you better watch it, son. You better watch it. Yeah. So go ahead, Black. I'm just saying, there's just a lot of statistics out there that's showing it for the middle, lower, and middle upper class that's really taking advantage of this moment.
Absolutely. And I fall in an interesting demographic too. I'm 54 years old, and I work in higher education. And
that's
just
right.
speaking with a lady today who's 57, she asked me a point blank question. Am I viable to do this? And I was telling her the benefits right now for us. I'm on the other end of the spectrum than Brother Kenny is, in the sense I changed jobs within the pandemic. I've only been on this current job for 8 months, and we had a major shakeup last week at my company, where on a Wednesday, no apparent reason, they shook the company up. And coming in today, I came in with a level of uncertainty. And you talk about power to the workers, they need us. We are the backbone. And in my case, because of the industry I work in, I'm in a blessed position to be older, educated, and in need, because it's a perfect storm mix in my industry, where fortunately for me and my demographic, the younger ones who have not gone out and put that they want their talents into education, they don't want to do what I do. Because that younger generation that's a little bit more entitled, and it's been revealed to them that they can make $15, $20 an hour doing something else. And then that generation, they like to change jobs constantly. They don't want to stay in one place too long, and then they're being driven by this desire to be influencers and things like that, because they want the American dream right now. They don't want to wait for it, so it's benefiting people like me.
Yeah. So Devin, before you go, I want to offer this position, because I want to show you this. And one statistic, they talk, although things seem good, there's some things that just never change. So when they did it by ethnicity for women, race and ethnicity for women, Black women still fell below and underneath white women and Hispanic women. Some things just don't never change. It's just crazy. So,
we're having that argument at my job now about the obvious, in my particular position, the obvious discrimination and people who are so much less qualified than you, but they have all of these Y'all wouldn't believe the reasons I've heard, the excuses I've heard for why, this other person was looked at, and it may be a position I didn't even want. It's kind of like you don't want to go to the party, but you want to be invited.
Right, yeah.
You just get tired of it. But my background is nursing, and I have peers who, since the pandemic, have been making $90 an hour, being traveling nurses, working as much as they want. I have a friend who works for a few months, who can work for a few months a year and not have to work anymore and meet her salary. I know individuals in my family who stopped working since the pandemic, and they've been on their hustle, but they're happier because, they're not tied to a job. I have a high school child who just started a job, no experience at all, making $15 an hour.
Crazy.
I have a friend who just got paid for 17 and she's 50 years old. It's just ridiculous. And I was telling my daughter that I've been interested in, kind of getting part-time into that real estate world. I was like, I'd have to be a realtor for 4 years before I can consider opening up a brokerage. I said, so maybe by the time you get out of school and, get some college under you, you can, be a real estate agent. She's like, I don't want to do that. I want to be a partner. I want to be a partner at your brokerage. Swear to God, that's what she said. I just looked at her and told her, get the hell out of my living room. But she was serious. She said, I'm not working for, I don't want to work for nobody.
I heard that.
Straight out of high school.
Okay. Hey, that's what's up. I mean, she wants to be an entrepreneur somewhat. So, hey, yeah, dude, I'm cool with that.
And
you can't feel entitled.
Yeah, well, you're right. Obviously, you can't ride on mama coattails now.
Yeah, everybody listen. And again, I know my son was teasing, but he was saying, "Dad, I want a car that's gonna be windows gonna be bulletproof." So I said, "Son, why would you want somebody shooting at you?"
Right.
It's like y'all need to no. Let's get out this metaverse.
Driving it. He don't want to show that they work.
Yeah, right. Again, who wants to think about making sure that they windows are bulletproof?
That's right.
I mean, maybe that guy that shot. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that dude from Ohio, but man, that was crazy. That fool should have just rolled his window down. I don't know why he shot, but okay. I'm pretty sure he's a Trump supporter. Anyway, but yeah, so that's here's the dynamics, right? It's really geared towards the kids that really don't want to work. And like you said, for us and our age demographics and even our ethnicity, ain't nothing changed. But get in where you fit in, make it, you know what I'm saying? Because eventually they say it's going to be here for a while. The economist said that this is not just going to go away overnight. But again, people don't want to work. And so,
right, Brent. And the other thing, the inflation is rising. Right. So even though you might be getting making a higher wage, but it's really shrinking, and you're really not coming out ahead because of the inflation rate is skyrocketing. Right. So that's you still got to deal with that part too.
Yeah, and I just want to take this for a side note. We can move on. Y'all be careful driving them cars because last time I checked, Ford ain't even making some of the parts for them F-150. So if you have a wreck, just know your car gonna be in the shop for like months.
Oh wow!
They don't even know when they're gonna start making parts again.
Oh my goodness!
So it's so much that's going on that we just don't know. Don't buy no car while it's inflation because the interest rate's about to go up. Don't buy no house. Y'all chill out because this is how they're gonna try to make things right. Get them credit cards paid for because it's gonna mess you up. You're gonna get your money. Anyway. All right, well, power to the workers until they figure out how to,
power to the people.
Going. Yeah. Speaking of them workers, y'all making all that money, y'all still writing these hot checks. But guess what? We have good news. Bank of America has decided to do away with overdraft fees. Y'all bank with Bank of America?
Man, I left Bank of America.
Me too.
18 years. It's probably been 20 years. Man, I left them so fast, bro.
Me too.
They get me locked up.
Oh wow,
man! They would take it.
I go to jail for going $3 overdraft. I am not
right, and then they charge you to transfer from your other account. They charge you $12 to transfer your own money. They was doing that. I was like, nah, man, I'm through with Bank of America. I'll never go to Bank of America again.
Them boys are hitting y'all like old boy players club, man.
It was like $33 for insufficient fund fees, and they like added all these ones together at the end of the month at one time, right before payday, and they ate it up.
Wait. When I used to work at the bank, what's so funny was what they would do is if you had 3 charges, one was like 50, one
Yep.
was like 10 and one was like 5, and you had $25 in your account, they're gonna pay the $50 and then hit you with the 2 overdraft.
Absolutely.
Right,
Paying
exactly.
the 2 smallest ones,
Right.
and then just hit you with one.
Hit you with the biggest, yeah, man, yeah, it's a racket, bro.
Hustling.
That's a racket for real.
But the interesting thing about this is this was already in place right when the pandemic hit. Like all the banks stopped doing overdraft fees, and so I guess Bank of America is being gracious to their customers now and said, "Hey, we're gonna cut it out because this is kind of we were headed this way anyway." But it's so funny they won't stop it until May. So it's just January. So y'all got about 2 more months, man. Y'all chill out. Don't be out there doing them overdrafts and putting that money in. But they're gonna figure out a way to do something else. But I will say this: they probably ain't gonna pay you stuff. So just be careful.
Well, everybody gonna be good from here until probably April, May, because everybody getting them income tax refunds.
That's why they're doing.
So they straight. They're gonna be straight for the next couple of months. Once that income tax money run out, then bam, there you go. Here we go again.
Yep.
But here's where you got to look behind the curtain. It's very strategic because they know tax time is coming. And we just talked about 4.5 million people aren't going back to work.
Yep.
And so, the economy is suffering in that sense. So they're not doing anybody a favor. But what it is they don't have liquid capital. And so to try to entice and to keep, guess what demographic? Look on this panel. What demographic truly drives the economy? We as African American people, we spend more disposable income than anybody on the face of the planet.
Yep.
We make less money, but we spend more disposable income. We're the ones driving. So when you talked a minute ago, Brother Brenton, about essential workers for Taco Bell, there's a reason why.
Yep.
Think about the restaurants that are in African American communities, Church's Chicken, Taco Bell, those come. And they locate them within walking distance of the lower income people because we spend disposable income in places like that. And so the banks aren't doing you any favor. They want to keep you coming into that bank and depositing and cashing that little bit of check you got so that you can keep the economy running.
I knew I lived in a decent neighborhood when they ain't put up a Dollar General yet. I said the moment they put up a Dollar General, that mean they done wrote me off over here, man.
That's right.
And the thing is, we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule, but we're getting our J's and our jumpsuits. That's what we get.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
We just won't go get it. And so I'm just saying all I can do is report the news and comment on it and just tell y'all, just watch yourself. There's a few banks that have already been doing it. I think Capital One, Allied, and a couple other banks that already did that, but they're thinking that this is going to push the other big banks to do it. But I don't know. They want your money. So, they play off people's ignorance and lack of budgeting. So, if you left and you got a problem with that, then go on back. They'll see you. Yeah. But don't go back to May. So,
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that for Bank of America. What we got next, man? Somebody keep nudging me in my back, trying to.
That was me. Trying to get you off the mic. Keep it moving along.
All right.
Yeah, what's going?
Let them have it, man.
I'm gonna let them have it, Miss Devin. I'm gonna leave you alone today because we ain't nothing to talk about. Well, actually, it is a little something. Dan Quinn didn't leave; he's staying as defensive coordinator. And Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones confirmed that he will be back for his third season. So that's the Cowboys update for Miss Devin. They sitting on the couch drinking out their red cup just like
I'm loyal. I can't help it. I'm loyal. I've been a Cowboy.
And I respect it. I respect loyal fans. And I'm sitting on the couch too because my Packers got done in by the 49ers as well. But they sitting on the couch too, so I'm gonna take a drink for them 49ers out of my red cup as well. Welcome to the couch. Let's go fishing. All right, let's get to it. Well, we know who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 56 will be taking place at SoFi Stadium in LA. We got the Bengals, who nobody picked. And if anybody say they picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl, you're lying.
You're a liar.
We got the Bengals and the LA Rams, who will be playing at home. And they will be the guest team because it's funny. Didn't know this, but each year the Super Bowl visitors and guests is rotated. Last year, the NFC team was the host, the home team, which was Tampa Bay, who played at home. Well, this year, the AFC is the home team. So the Rams is actually the visiting team playing at home. Go figure.
Mhm.
But that's how the Super Bowl goes.
That
So,
crowd ain't
anyway.
gonna be.
No, the crowd ain't gonna be. But here's the kicker to the LA thing. They have
Yeah.
LA has a homeless problem. Well, the city of LA now want to clean up the image around the Super Bowl. So they're in the process of getting this homeless off the 405 and cleaning it up. My question is, where you taking them? First of all, they homeless. They ain't got nowhere to go. So when you say clean up, what you mean? And secondly, the question is, why does it take some big event for you to even be concerned about the homeless or wanting to clean it up? What about helping the homeless? What about that? So I just want to get your guys' take on what do you think about these cities a lot of times when they host these events that they want to clean up their living room because they don't want the image of their city to be overrun by their homeless problem that they've been having for decades.
I'll say mine real quick. I think, they done got rid of all them immigrants that came over when Trump was. I think they need to do something with them buildings, so they might have put them all in those little facilities where they was holding all those illegal immigrants that was coming over here from the border. So that's maybe where they're gonna put them, because all them places, there was a whole lot of spots there. So look at them, Bill Nation. What's up, DJ? Oh man, come on.
Quit being a sore loser, DJ. Go ahead. Yeah, just come on the couch with us and drink out your red cup, brother. Come on.
Yeah, man, they're gonna go to Area 51 or somewhere, man. There's some spots out here in this country that don't nobody know about. They're gonna put them somewhere.
Yeah. Devin, what you think about it?
I think it's tacky. I think that they are always been known for being so supportive of homelessness and everything like that. So I just don't know why they care so much about it now. I mean, does it not matter to your current residents? Why have they not mattered up until this point, opposed to the people that will be visiting, during the Super Bowl? I mean, sometimes when you go through these tent cities, you don't want to ride your bike through, walk your kids through, because a lot of times people that are homeless don't bother you, but sometimes they do, because as you know, a lot of people that are homeless also deal with some mental health issues, schizophrenia, bipolar, and things of that nature. Don't understand why they care now. And I think this should be a negative reflection as far as politics.
Yeah, I agree.
There.
Yeah. Black, what you think, brother?
It's a disgrace and a shame, and it highlights, the failure of government, and it's a shame that it's taking an event like the Super Bowl, which we know is the most watched sporting event, on the planet, to step in for them to do something that they could do every day in reality, but it goes to show you that this is why I despise politicians in general, because they don't really give a damn about people. It's all one big parlor game. I talked about, this past election that got Biden in office. Take one state here in Georgia. They spent $500 million for 2 Senate seats. 2.
Yep.
So whenever any state is talking about they're strapped for cash, it comes down to priorities. What do you want to spend it on? It's like anybody else, Now, I'm not a weed smoker per se. I've never bought weed in my life. I'll smoke it if you bring it here, but it's what your priorities is that, I spend my money on things that are important to me, So I keep a shitload of liquor under the cabinet because I don't want to run out of it. We all have something we're willing to spend our money on, and the government is no different. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about the state that they're going to, California, and you're telling me that in 2022 we still have a homeless problem, one of the biggest supporters of military programs, NASA, things like that, they have no issue with the swipe of a pen, the snap of a gavel, passing laws to send billions of dollars to things that don't matter, but people. And they will be quicker to highlight taking care of animals than they will people. It's the great shame of America.
I got some advice. They should partner with Mark Zuckerberg and give them all those Oculus and let them go to the metaverse until the Super Bowl over with. It's all sitting in the cafeteria or in the auditorium in one of the high schools, man. All of them got the goggles on.
let her go to the bed. Oh, bro, you know you roll with that, brother.
I'm just okay. All right, I'm sorry. I know. I apologize. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we have, and it's February 13th. So we're gonna see what the city of LA gonna do, man. I think it's it's a shame that they're doing this. Why not help these homeless people the other 364 days of the year? You just want to help them when the light is shown on you, and you want to put your best forward. I kind of look at it like when you were little and your mama said, "Clean up." We got company coming. That's what a lot of times these cities doing. They just want to clean up. When the company leave, it's gonna be business as usual. So anyway, hypocrites, shame on you, LA. And well, there you have it. That's my TFG Sports Minute with your boy Kendrick, sports guy. Back to you, Brent.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I got one more bad joke. Maybe they can take them and let them do what was that? What was that movie that just the Squid Game 2?
Wow.
They all go, I mean,
really, Brent?
Okay, all right, it's bad. I'm just saying,
really. You really missed us. You must have had these jokes in your back pocket.
Man, listen, I did, man. I miss y'all so much, man. I know, man. I really didn't talk I had to talk to my 7-year-old, and all he wants to talk about new SpiderMan movie. I'm talking about that movie, man. Come on. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so all right. Well, what we got next, man? Y'all keep pushing me and nudging me. Y'all leave me alone. Got me looking at this time like I care. I don't care about that. Yeah. So listen, they ain't gonna give us no more stimulus package. They ain't gonna give us no more money, but I guess they're gonna give us a quarter. So Maya Angelou, what does she do? The what's it? The woman?
She's like a poet.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, what was her famous? I know, bro. What was the famous one? She something the Nile. Yeah, is that her?
Yeah, Still I Rise.
Okay, yeah.
Still
I just remember Nefertiti in the Nile. I don't know. Anyway, that's the one I just remember from a different world, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently now they didn't want to put Harriet on the $5 bill, but they said we'll give y'all a quarter. And so Maya Angelou is going to be featured on a quarter. Celebrated author, poet, social activist now has her likeness on the classic silver coin. It's going to be the first coin in the American Women Quarters program, which will feature a series of women who made history.
Okay.
Is this patronizing, or is this something we're going to honor?
I'm just trying to figure out the significance of putting Maya Angelou on a quarter.
I don't really get it. And who voted for Maya Angelou? There's so many important Black people in the world.
I love Maya Angelou. Don't get me twisted, but I'm just trying to.
I can't get past that little hoarse voice of hers. I miss Maya.
Damn,
I don't know why she is on a quarter. I don't know why I'm not even trying to be disrespectful or anything.
Sure.
I just don't know who voted for Maya when you think of all the significant Black people, in the world. I mean, why is Emmett Till not on a quarter? If you want to highlight something,
and why a quarter? Why coins? Why not the paper currency?
Well, I think Tyler Perry, he was asking for Cicely Tyson. But, I don't know. It just
died yesterday.
So to me, it's a safe choice. Number one, it's not controversial. And do you know one of the hallmarks of politicians, what they live for, is they live for their legacy. When you're a politician, particularly when you take a major office, a mayor, a governor, a president, I want you guys to think about this. You want to be able to sit back when it's all over with and say, look at what I've done. I built this building, it's got my name on it. Or I accomplished this bill that's named for me. It's an appeasement. And you say, why a quarter? It's an insult. Because in the age we live in now, where actual money, physical money is on its way out.
Right. Yeah.
between bitcoins and things of that nature,
Man,
you
you
know,
make a
and
great
and them
point.
and minting coins. It's an insult,
That's
but
funny.
but at the same time, it's just enough to be able to say, look what
Right,
I
bro.
did under my tenure, and this is what I did. So I gave you guys something. And so
Yeah.
you guys want to talk about what happened? Think about what this man, when he took office and the promises he made to the African American community. This is one of those things where he genuinely thinks that he can hold this out and say, look at what I've done. But I tell people this all the time, no matter how great his smile is, he got some of the most beautiful teeth you ever wanted to see. You know, he's got a great smile, you know, but Smiling Joe, let's not forget something. We only 50 years removed from civil rights era. You brought up Emmett Till. The documentary was on TV a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Biden is still from a generation where we could look him in the eye, where he could get on my fat black back and click his damn heels and tell me, take me down the street, boy.
Giddy up. Yeah,
he still remember that. That don't go away just because you changed overnight. It's just because you covered it up, that great smile, there's still a lot there. So this is an insult. And I wish we would get to a place where we could throw it back in their face. F you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is why Simone Sanders left. You know,
Could be. Probably so.
There's a few things. I mean, you know, again, they're doing the Supreme Court, right, with the black woman.
Yeah.
Again, raising Cain about that.
Right.
You know, Shantae, I love Maya, but if they think there's no controversy, they didn't even know who they chose to put on the coin. Well, like Lamar said, they're just talking right now.
Right, they just talking. But I think if you look at, you know, to answer Shantae's statement, I think, you know, most of our leaders of people of color, I mean, they all has a little bit of controversy. Let's go and be honest. I mean, we all ain't nobody squeaky clean, but you know, controversy is fine. Sometimes it's for the liberation of people. Sometimes it's just some personal choices. You doing dirt, and it is what it is, you know. So I'm just trying to figure out what was this legislation? Was this some bill that was signed? Where did this come from?
But it has to go through legislation anytime you're dealing with the U.S. Mint, and this is all happening
that's what I was
watchful eye of a African American woman vice president.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, so you passing this pointless stuff. I mean, I could care less that Maya's on a quarter, but we can't even get civil rights bills passed through, you know, for to protect our people. But you passing crap about somebody being put on a quarter. Come on, man. Stop insulting our intelligence like this.
Exactly. If he don't pay off my student loans, I ain't voting for him no way.
I know that's right. Devin is not letting that student loan go. She said, hey, Uncle Joe, you better get on this student loan, homie.
Two things Devin ain't doing. Her daughter's not being her partner. Right. Ain't gonna work with Joe.
Right.
So, you know, I would say this. I mean, like you guys said, I really feel like this is just deflecting. It's giving the mindless people, those really, really far left people that just want equality on earth. Well, listen, it's only one coin. I mean, you should be mad that they put a white man on a brown penny. I mean, anyway.
So, and I can't make this up. Just on my screen, it just literally flashed. Check your EBT card. Mine just hit for $750. We can't. This show is so organic. We can't make this up. We can't make this up. You didn't see my face when I looked down. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
What?
Oh
man! Check your EBT card. Mine just hit for $750. And I forgot they did say this month they're giving them an extra. If you're getting them EBT, them food stamps, they're hitting hard this month.
What?
We can't make this up. This show is beautiful. We can't make this up.
I need to get me some of that EBT then. Shoot.
They gonna get you with that deep EBT.
Somebody told me a long time ago that they used to be 2 for 1. So y'all can't eat up on $750. Like,
yeah. Holler at your boy. If you're looking for a plug, holler at your boy. EBT,
I'm trying to eat steak.
I need that EBT plug.
Listen, you can tell when them white cars come because everybody be getting shrimp, lobster, I mean, all of them be up there. You're like,
crab legs. Don't
yeah,
forget
you
about
know,
the crab legs.
Just
Yeah,
selfish. Need to share. Meet me at Kroger. Quick,
want the grass fed meat too. No. We want the beef, the blue meat. What blue meat? Dummy, what you talking? It's blue crab, dummy. Anyway, so I'm just saying it like this. If you understand your government, understand that if they approve anything, that means it ain't worth nothing anyway. Because what really means something, they drag their feet on.
That's right.
They're mad about
that's right.
The Supreme Court when Ronald Reagan did the same thing. I mean, it's so funny when you see these guys just do things. They couldn't even invent toilet paper if they tried to, right? Because everything is just rehearsed and regurgitated, right? Who did this? Oh, we're gonna do that too. Oh man, y'all just tripping, bro. So listen, if they pass it, that means it wasn't worth nothing. So that's all I gotta say to you, because she gonna be the only one, and maybe 8 other white women is gonna get on there. I think Stormy Daniels got one coming.
Stormy Daniels.
Pam Anderson got one coming.
Ghislaine Maxwell gonna be on there to get
right.
They gonna all be on there.
Yeah, Gishman all of them gonna be on there, man. Just listen. I'm just telling y'all get enough of them, man. Y'all take them to Bank of America and pay them overdraft fees for y'all get in May. Pay them in Maya Angelou quarters. That'll work.
That's right.
So all right, well, that it. If you don't stop nudging me in my back, I'm going. I'm just teasing. I'm messing with y'all. I'm just messing with backstage. All right, what we got next, ma'am? Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I got to set the stage here because this is something new we're bringing to the table. You said Ghislaine is still alive. See, that's going to make it even worse. Remember, they set black people free when they die. So why not put somebody on the quarter when they're alive? I mean, that's just poetic, right? Anyway, so you guys, there's another show, and I count it as flattery. You know what I'm saying? Milli Vanilli, they had somebody. When we watched Fresh Prince, Will had Ashley, Jazzy Jeff had Bashley, right? So I get it. We got another show on the weekends, man. It's Slam Levity, the Tonight Show, and his crew of misfits, and they're good people. They really are. But you know what I've known about them? We ain't new. But what I do see that I think is very interesting, is going to allow us to have conversation now, is that they're all millennials. They're all millennials.
That's true.
And so they have a perspective that we don't see eye to eye. So I want to introduce to you guys Crosstalk, which is going to open up an opportunity for us mature, nicely wine and dined, you know what I'm saying, fine on the side, to be able to talk to these very millennials. So I thought about this segment that they talked about, and I just want to see what they say, and then we can talk about it. Let's roll the footage, man.
Thing. We tend to kick our children out of the house at the age of 18,
which is stupid,
right? That's dumb.
We don't have them. I'm not talking about my parents, because my parents said, "Hey, after graduation, you come back home, right? Then stack that money, bro, right?" But we quick to be like, and then you on your own. So you go to college, you graduate, and then you on your own. Do you know? All of these other, like most of the white people that I spoke to said, "Oh, I went back home. I lived with my parents. I stacked up money." By the time they was 25,
it wasn't a frown at you either. It wasn't a frown. It wasn't a beat you down situation.
What you doing?
Right.
You at home? Yep, not here.
I'm gonna tell you too. My first apartment. Do you know how much? I did not realize. I did not.
Okay, so let me set the stage again. So they're having a conversation about black people kicking their kids out the house, right, at the age of 18. And they said nobody else did it in other cultures. The Mexicans let them stay till they get married. The white folks will let them stay. They may even let them get married and live with them, whatever. But they were very angry at the fact that black parents kicked their kids out at the age of 18. I thought about that, and I said, that's funny. I think we all got kids that's almost their age. I'm just teasing. But at the same time, I said, I think I have a different perspective on that. So, as a friendly conversation between two shows on this platform, I thought we would talk about that. So, Kenny, what you think about Black people so-called? Now, I'll say this. I don't believe that that's true across the board. I think that's kind of like stereotypical. But I think we can share a different perspective on this moment. So we all got kids that's up in age. So what you think, boss?
I think every parent parents differently, every race, ethnicity parent differently, every situation is different. Now, speaking from the Black perspective, this is my perspective. Me personally, all my children are in their 20s. I wanted them to stay home and finish school and save money and not try to go out there at the age of 18 and try and paying rent and all this, because first of all, they weren't mature and they wasn't ready for that. That's some heavy responsibility to just tell your child at 18, get your butt out. You got to make it on your own. No, my mom didn't even do that. I did it on my own. My mother didn't even want me to leave at 18, but I was like, yo, I got to roll, I just felt like I would be less of a burden on her. I would be less, that would be less that she would have to deal with. So me personally, I would say, I wouldn't say Black parents as a whole kick their kids out at 18. I don't believe that as the norm, but I think every parents differently and every situation is different.
Okay, so let me give y'all some more to think about, and you can chime in some more with this. So I'm gonna tell you where I stand with this, and then I'll let you other two beautiful people talk. My thing is, this is what I tell my children. My oldest is 18, and there's a problem that I want the millennial show to think about. The problem with our kids, and I'm not saying just our kids, but we're talking about our kids, is they want to be grown early.
Yeah.
And what they don't like is they don't like when we tell them things.
That's true.
So a lot of times where y'all say they kicked them out, no, they kicked themselves out.
That's true.
Because they want to be grown and leave. So this is what I tell my kids. You don't have to leave, but when you do, you ain't coming back. What I want to do is prepare you to leave. So, but preparing you means you still have to abide by my rules. Right. So no, you can't leave at 1-2 o'clock in the morning because your homegirl want to go to IHOP. No, they don't work like that for me. Right. You still got my rules. So the moment you can't stand my rules, then you want to leave, but just know you leave without my blessing, and you also leave without my provision. But you stay, endure, let me teach you. I'll prepare you to be ready to leave so that guess what? You won't even have to come back.
That's
half the problem, right? Some of y'all get kicked out and y'all leave, and you ain't ready to leave in the first place, but you so mad because you don't want to listen to the rules. Guess what? When you go to that apartment, you got rules there. When you go to a homeless shelter, there gonna be rules there. So when y'all say we kick them out, no, sometimes they want to be gone because they want to be gone because they grown.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's for me. I want to teach you. And I'll make sure that you never have to come back because you'll have the money you need, you'll have the understanding you need, and you'll also have my guidance. Because once you leave on good terms, the door is open. We'll always talk. You can always come back and visit, but you won't have to come back and stay because I'm gonna have you prepared. But y'all jumped the gun.
Well, but life sometimes hits speed bumps. I wouldn't say me personally. I would say that if something happened catastrophically, like they lose their job, obviously you can come back home till you get yourself straight.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying is if you leave because you don't want to hear what I'm saying and you want to live on your own rules, then no, you're right. You kick your own self out on that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think kids, especially in my situation, it's the audacity that some of them have when they hit a certain age. I've actually encouraged all my children to stay home for a while. Like, even if you don't want to go to school, because school's not for everybody, you can work. But guess what? You're not going to get no whole paycheck and blow it on shoes, clothes, whatever, and you ain't doing nothing with it. Like, we stacking up, we saving money. You ain't got no bills in order to prepare you to leave. And you still in my house. You ain't grown. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody getting it in under my roof but me. You see what I'm saying? So you're not that grown. You're not walking in and out of my house at all hours. You're not doing no drugs. You ain't, I mean, you still have to respect my home. And that's a lot of times why I think the mix up comes with with Black kids. Even my youngest now, she's still in high school. I'm encouraging her to stay home. And all she says is, no, I'm leaving, even if it's going to live on campus. Right. Because she's tired of being told what to do. And I was like, why do you want to start your life off hard?
Right.
I will pay for your college. I'll save you whatever I do. I'll get along. Let me go with that. I'll do, you know what I'm saying? You can continue to go to school and you can, but no one wants to listen. So I think a lot of the people who say Black parents like to kick their kids out at 18, they feel like they can be grown and do the same thing that mama can do under the same roof. And you got me messed up. You can stay with me for 5 years until you get your freaking medical degree, but you gonna respect me in my house.
Yeah, he said he got him. Well, that's fine, you know. And again, that's the whole point is, and I'm gonna let Black finish it up. This is the reality, right? The thing about the kids is, and to DJ's point, I get all parents are not the same. And there are some ignorant parents that want to kick their kids out when they go and they get out, but then they find out they got a car note, they got phone bill, and they got electric. Exactly. Those are fools. Yeah. Right. So we got to just make sure that we hone in the truth that it's not just across the board, but that there are some, but then there's some that want to teach their kids, but again, they want to be grown, and that's a problem. You can't do that. If you're gonna be grown, be on your own, because I am.
That point.
Right. All right. Go ahead, Black.
In the interest of time, I would ask that we sacrifice my final portion because this is too important to leave on the shelf like that. Number one, I don't think that's accurate, you know, and you stated accurately, Brother Brenton, that it's generational. It's amazing how that they see it that way because it's inaccurate, you know, and I'm not talking about what I think, I'm talking about it's inaccurate, point blank. The reality is that Black people in general don't just kick their kids out, but it is a generational thing. And when they cite examples of white and other races, you're acting as if we're holding up an orange and an orange. We're talking about apples and bananas, two different things. What white people do it is when they prepare their children in a better way. That's right. You know, in white households, it's unfortunate that I have to say this, but let's talk about the ugly truth here. White children grow up with the expectation to go to college, to have a career. When African-American households, we celebrate if they graduate high school. We go all out on social media throwing big parties and shit like that, like we've done so much. And you talk to Asian communities, white communities, you even thinking about Jamaicans or any other cultural, what they do is they will come and they will stay in a house all together lumped up with different families while they work together to build towards something.
Right.
But when you want to talk about a generational thing, what they're talking about is we've raised a generation of African Americans, unfortunately, who are leading entitled lives. It's different if, I love your example, Brother Kenny, where you talk about, you know, you encourage them to stay home, but you cited something important. Are you going to be working? Are you going to be going to school? Because let's talk about the fact that some 8 years ago, Obama passed a law where, did you know that you can go to a community college for the first 2 years for free? How many of us took advantage of it? The college, the enrollment didn't go up. African-American women still disproportionately get their degree more than African-American men. We're not going to school. We're not building businesses. Everybody ain't gonna be no damn rap star and play basketball. And I don't give a damn how many TikTok videos and dances you do. You're not gonna get famous from that. And so the reality is we raised a generation, unfortunately, of layabouts that want to play video games all day, hang out with their friends, scratch their balls and rub their ass and do nothing and get rewarded for it and still have the audacity to expect the great, good life. And a lot of it is our parents' fault because guess what? I'm 54 years old. My mama told me when you want to be grown and do things in your own house, you got to get your own way. So it wasn't just that we left home early. We left to build a life and to achieve things. And look at me. Look at what I've become. I'm from Harlem, New York. Conversely, I have a 20-year-old son who's never had a real job, whose mother babied him to death. He has no marketable skills, and yet he wants to wear Jordans and want to wear the best of clothes. He hasn't been raised to appreciate it and do anything for himself. And God save him. I love him to death. But I'm not going to take care of no grown-ass man. And you're not going to lay around on my dime. And it's not about kicking them out, but we're not setting the right example for these young people. We're not stressing education, hard work. The value of hard work is gone. They've taken a religion and discipline out of schools, and we've even taken parenting out of the households. How many of these same generation, they've been raised by nanas and aunties and whatnot.
Right.
So they aren't any big mamas in the house. We heard about that joke, but they aren't even receiving real values. And so they think the good life is what they see out there. They want to not work, not go to school, and still drive the best cars and have the audacity to think you don't want to put them out because they don't want to work. We don't even have a sound time. We look down on basic good jobs now. They're not wanting to be nurses, teachers, firemen, policemen, garbage sanitation workers. No, they want to live in big houses that they see on videos and lay about and think the life's supposed to come to them. It is a generational thing, and shame on us because we're the only race on this earth that we spend more disposable income going to the movies, buying gold chains and fashionable, and we haven't earned it. And that's why we can't even pool our own monies together to really become business and use that monetary block to make real decisions. And so you need to be put out and put on notice. Hell no.
And again, I want to just speak on Shantae, DJ. You're right, Shantae. I don't think nothing is generalized, but we're all speaking from our experience. So, but there are parents that don't expect their kids to go to school, and they would also discourage them to do it. Right? You just have the playing field is just so far. I want to say two things to Black's point. The problem is with Black people is that we don't have a respectable heritage. Right, our heritage is coming from a gutter, coming out, and trying to now be something that's respectable. All other countries, they have respectable heritage to build from. We're trying to figure it out, like DJ saying, we're changing the narrative now. Yeah, but again, I'm being personal again. My children, you in my house, you got a job, you pay a bill. Well, I gotta pay a bill. I'm teaching you how to be responsible, dummy. Because if you don't know how to pay a bill now, then you won't know how to pay one when you leave. And therefore, then you're going to be talking about, can I come? No, you ain't coming back in because I'm going to teach you, right? So, no, you can't spend all your money, like Devin said, on tennis shoes and all that other stuff. No, I'm going to teach you how to be responsible. It's my job. I had y'all. Now, yeah, y'all can give me some of my money back. That's right. So, if you go into school, you still got to wash dishes. You still got to clean your room. Because guess what? If you don't do it now, you're not going to do it when you hit your own spot. And guess who ain't coming over there? This one. Because I'm not sitting on dirty clothes and moving my feet around your old KFC box of chicken. I ain't doing that.
And brother DJ, I challenge one thing. I love you. You said your input. We got to get you on my show. You said Black people are striving for excellence now. I'm gonna challenge that a little bit. I'm not saying it's wrong, but if excellence is your pants sagging below where I can smell your stinking ass, or you been over face down, ass up, twerking constantly, if that's excellence, you can keep excellence.
Give me that move again, Black, with them shoulders.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to work that into my dance. I'm gonna have to work that into my dance material.
Yeah, he be good, man.
I'm about to make my shoulder lean like T.I.
That's it. And again, we're talking about the spectrum. So yes, there are groups of people that want to be excellent, but you still have people that parents are sleeping with their kids. Parents doing drugs. I mean, you listen. You have it all. Why? Because some people live in the ghetto. Some people live in a middle class home. Some people live in Beverly Hills. I'm just saying. So we can't generalize because there's too many people in too many scattered demographics for us to say it ain't like that. Yeah, if you've seen it, it is like that. And I promise you, I worked in the foster care field for over 10 years. I seen it. Okay. And it is like that.
You definitely know. Black is in the education field, so he definitely would know too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He said, Lamar said, some people did so many chores as kids they refused to do it. That's fine with me. Okay.
I did so many chores you can't imagine, and my house is cleaner than most women.
Listen, I just saw a Hispanic man coming here talking about he's so busy because he cleaned the house and he wanted $800 to clean up. That's what you charging, Doc? Okay. So somebody making some money for cleaning up. So tell them to go make money since they so good at it now. Whatever. Anyway. All right, y'all. Listen, you know what? My name over here, so I can say what I said. Black, let's go and finish this. Get your thing up. Thank you, man.
You just gonna be opposite
Yeah, man. He ain't gonna behave. He just disobedient.
I feel you, my brother. I'll keep it short then. I'll keep it short. This segment I call "What's in a Name." There is a special that's airing right now where they talk about. Let's talk about Bill Cosby. W. Kamau Bell. It's a 4-part series. And at first hearing about this, I was highly offended because the excerpts that they showed from it, it showed, Jamel Hill and some of these, African-American people, important people that was speaking and the excerpts. And I realized now it was done purposely to catch attention, but, we didn't know Bill Cosby at all. And so I thought about this, how much do we really know anybody, to be honest with you? Right. And it's easy to go back in retrospect and selectively pick apart somebody's life and say, well, see, they highlighted an episode of the Cosby Show, one of the famous episodes about the barbecue sauce, where all the men had a competition who could make the best barbecue sauce. And simply the scene that he put in there where he says, this is my barbecue sauce, everybody get all huggy buggy. That was supposed to suggest that he dopes and drugs women. And so I see you shaking your head. So I was angry that, but then I thought about, what's in a name, because Bill Cosby, and if you look at what he's accomplished, first of all, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So for the record, I'm not taking up for whether he's innocent or guilty, but the name that he's built, they want to shit it away because you've already bought into the idea that he's a rapist and this and that. And so what about the tens of millions of dollars that he gave to African-American colleges? We're going to wipe that away? What about the example he set for all of us on this panel right here that, he was one of the first, he revolutionized the sitcom and made it okay for us to see ourselves as Black professionals on TV. We're going to shit that all away? And so what's in a name? In your name, there's good and there's bad. If you peel away the layers of all the things that I've done, I guarantee you can find some shit that I've done that you can say, this man don't deserve to be sitting here because I've done it. I've pimped hoes. I've done all kinds of things, Yes, indeed. But if that gonna shit away all the good that I've done too? And so I think about the movie The Crucible, and there's a famous scene where he was willing to sign a paper to say that he had done witchcraft. He was willing to say he done witchcraft, but he wasn't going to sign it because the most famous line in the movie, he says, "It's my name. I will never get another." And I just think it's a shame that shows hyper machines, political machines like HBO, Showtime are willing to green light stuff where it tears down our people because we don't see these shows on John Wayne, who was a racist, Elvis Presley, who was a racist. But it's always on our people. And so I want us to wake up and realize that I'm not asking you to glorify what Bill Cosby did, whether you think he was innocent or guilty. That's okay. But don't shit on the man's name and wipe away everything that he's ever done because we sitting here have benefited from it. And let's just, instead of saying that he was a racist and naming him in this age of Me Tooism and cancel culture, how about we just say he was human?
You're right, sir. All right. That's right. Because we'll never hear about all them Jeffrey Epstein and all that other stuff, Exactly. Anyway. Well, they did do a documentary, but whatever. Man, it's been a great show. Man, I tell you, I missed y'all. I could go on for another 27 minutes. But I won't.
You being petty right now, bro.
I'm just teasing. Y'all, it has been a fantastic moment. And listen, you guys still have time to give us some stickers.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah,
we'll
come on
take
with
a Angelou quarter. Let me have it. Come on,
we'll take some of that EBT card money too.
Say, man, what you
get some groceries up in this joint.
Please.
Man.
But y'all want to give us that DEBT.
Yeah, that DEBT.
Yeah,
Right.
ain't doing that. All right, ma'am. What's your final thoughts? Good to see you again. Thank you so much.
I missed y'all, cousins.
Yes.
I just want to say to some of my millennials, I just don't think you've lived enough to understand what life truly is. And maybe my generation, the generation before me, maybe my parents' generation was different, but we were always encouraged to do more, to do better. But there was a stricter set of rules in my mother's house that when I put in place in my own house, I'm somehow wrong. I'm controlling. I lived in the past. You know what I'm saying? But I come from a family of 5, and I started in my little hometown version of projects called the White Bricks. And now I'm sitting here with a bachelor's degree in nursing, making a significant amount of money because I pulled myself up from my bootstraps because it was expected of me to do better and do more than I was as a child. And when I embed that into my children, I feel like it's me talking to my kids, but my kids and all of their peers and social media crap they see on TV or on social media coming back at me. And I get tired of battling all that. You know what I'm saying? It's only so much you can do or say to me before I tell you got to get the hell out of my house. So what I want to say to the millennials is maybe we can start encouraging the children who are young, you know what I'm saying, from 5 to 10 and start stressing a different area and limiting social media and, you know, things of that nature. But what I also want to tell you is so many of you, as my grandma said, think fat meat ain't greasy. And real life is not that your children are going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because you may think your child's going to grow up to be a doctor, but she may actually grow up to swing around a pole, and you've done everything and put everything in place to prevent that. But now she hoeing.
That's right.
Y'all have a good Monday.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Megan, spokesperson. We appreciate that. Popeye still got 10 piece for $4.99. Y'all go take it out. Kenny, what's your final thoughts, boss?
I want to give a shout out to my co-host Devin and my co-host Black. Devin, I think, only said 2 curse words this episode.
Yeah, well.
But Black, I think you got to put some money in the curse jar, bro. You went in. Yeah. But my final thought is on the worker empowerment. I would say this. I think this is a
Ooh, that's a whole nother topic. Let's talk about these absent Black fathers on another day. Let's do that a whole nother day. I want to talk about it because they shouldn't have to get no stepdaddy because they real punk ass daddy should have stayed after their life. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she didn't make it. She went over. Yep. Get it down, Taylor. DJ.
You almost made it, Devin. DJ, I blame DJ for that. Yeah, DJ, he the one got Devin going with that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, we'll try again next Monday with you, Devin. We'll see what happens. Black next Monday. Since I'm the only one on this show that know how to behave, so my final thoughts real quick, man. I totally got sidetracked with Devin cussing over there. Worker empowerment, and you know that's one of the segments we talk about. I would say this. I think right now in this country, you know, the pandemic is not over by any means. We still got people struggling, looking for work and whatever. But the good thing is you're seeing where workers do have power. They feel like they can go make a better living somewhere else, or they can move around. They have something more to offer to different industries. I would say this to the workers though. One thing I will always learn is don't burn your bridge, because you might have to walk across that same bridge again. So there's a way that you leave and move on. Don't just up and quit. Honor that employer with a notice. Don't just walk out, because you just never know. You might have to go back to that same place again. You never know what'll happen in this economy. So that's my final thoughts.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And last but never least, and I mean he'll make sure he's never least, Alfredo Black.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, as demonstrated by Sister Devin, certain topics push those buttons, but I hope you appreciate the fact that there's a reason for that, because we're passionate about that, and it does come from a place of being real. And so you brought to light that this panel, you know, we're of a certain age group. And I think about the other panel. So my final thoughts is really, a house divided cannot stand. believe it or not, we're all on the same team. And I know sometimes we might come across as, being a little heavy-handed with our old school wisdom and get off my porch mentality. The reality is, though, we're rooting for you.
Right.
In a way that you really don't believe. We want the best for you guys so much. There's not Anna or jealousy in this age group. We expect you to help to be better and to live better than us. That is what the goal is. Every parent on here, we want our children and grandchildren to have better lives. And so even for the other show, I love what you guys are doing. I love that you have an innovative spirit and that you want to be entrepreneurs. But don't look back and think that everything that coming from our generation is outdated and old-fashioned. There's a lot of wisdom and good in what's coming too. And we're willing to let you, have your time. So wear your pants a little low if you want to. Twerk your ass a little bit long, a little bit if you want to. We just hope that once you finish twerking and sagging, that you'll think back and say, you know what? Some of those older people had some good advice for me, and they want to see me win. We all on the same team. Love you.
Yeah, that's right. What I will say is it's a great show. It's a great man leading that. I've always said it, and I'll say it again. I don't roll with losers. I'm always rolling with winners.
Already.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you with me, just know I consider you a winner. And
we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir.
We'll take it, LL.
Is that from Lamb Levity? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we listen, we built something here, and we built something that a lot of people are going to be.
Okay.
Is that what he doing?
Yeah, he was shooting. Yeah, DJ said he was shooting this shot. Okay. Oh, now we turning this into a love connection. Okay, I got you, DJ.
All right, Chuck Woolery. We'll see you in 2 Right. Hold on. So I will say this, man. It's much love. We are paving the way for a generation to have their own voice again.
That's right.
And that's what TFG is all about. And so that's what we do. We are one big happy family, loosely with the happy, but we are. No, I'm just teasing. But I will say this. It ain't gonna be too many more of them jokes on that show over there. So y'all be careful how y'all handle me.
Hey, bro, I'm being cool. I'm gonna let them make it.
So
I'm not gonna. I'm trying to keep this heavy hand. In my pocket. But that other show.
Yeah, Wayne,
likely.
More. Y'all be careful how y'all handle me next week, because listen, I did play the dozens and I did it well. So y'all be careful. So anyway, here's my final thought. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Thank you, DJ. It was a great show. Appreciate everything y'all do. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys do you guys ever watch the fights on social media? People get into it. Y'all like those things?
I do.
I will say we've all been in a fight or two in our life, right? And my thing is like this. I don't have a problem with people fighting, but there's one thing I didn't like about this moment. Check it out. I'm so tired of y'all nosy, no good. Gotta watch and keep your doggone eyes on the road. Everybody got their cameras out. What if somebody come slap you in your mouth? Listen, get in the fight. Stop trying to look before you have a wreck, dummy.
I ain't gonna fight. I'll call 911 though.
All right, well, I will. So you better watch it. So listen, we just like big brothers and big sisters. We can fight with each other, but y'all better not bother us because we coming to see y'all.
That's right, sir. We can do some things. We can show you how to wash our clothes in the bathtub and everything else. We're more efficient.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'll show you how to wash your clothes in the tub and starch them with some Stay Flow. Anyway, watch that. Listen, that's Black, that's Kenny, and that's Devin, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
And I still.